Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, brothers and sisters. Welcome back once again to the Abundant Way Ministries Tuesday evening empowerment series. My name is Robert Davidson. It's so good to be with you this evening.
Good evening. I'm trying to make sure, just keep going. I'm making sure we on. It's not showing live yet, so I can't do anything.
There's a delay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are still working on our series of stewardship in the month of June. This is our second episode. I love the episodes. Second episode on stewardship. Last week we had a great conversation about the different areas of stewardship. This week we're talking about stewardship of your time. This is awesome because where your time is where your priorities are. So if you saw the announcement, if I look at your calendar, I can tell you where your priorities are. The sad part about it is most of us, many of us, some of us, I don't know, don't have anything on our calendar. So we're living day by day by the seat of our pants. And if you have any priorities at all, it would be in your best interest to at least schedule your thing. Get into the habit of managing a daily planner, a weekly planner, a monthly planner, because when you get into the habit of writing stuff down, the things that you plan to do, and your things to do list, then you will begin to see what you prioritize in life, right? So we're going to talk about stewardship over your time. Time is more valuable than money. Time is your most valuable resource because money comes and goes. You can lose it today and you can get it back tomorrow if you know what you're doing. But time, no matter how smart you are, no matter how resourceful you are, no matter how intelligent you are, you can never get the last minute back. You can't get the last second back. You can't get the last day, the last week, the last month. Once it's gone, right? So it will be in our best interest to manage our time wisely. That's being a good steward over your time. Good evening, Mahogany P. Jones in the house. Yep. So we're talking about stewardship over your time.
Yes. Stewardship of time and priorities.
Time and priorities.
And we actually, this is a good leeway into this segment from last week, because last week time was one of the items that we talked about managing our time. And that's really a good, I think that's one of the most important management piece there is. It's time, because as it says for our session theme today, it says time is the one resource God gives equally to everyone. We all have the same amount of time.
Right.
So the difference between success and stagnation is often not resources, it's stewardship.
Right.
It's how you're managing your time. So every day God deposits 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. So the question isn't, do I have enough time? The question is, am I using my time intentionally? Many people ask God for more opportunities while wasting the time already available to them.
Right.
This is going to be good.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
So what are you doing with your time?
Right.
What are you doing with your time?
So first point says your time reveals your true priorities. What we say is important and what we actually prioritize are often two different things. Like you said, what you spend the most of your time on is what you prioritizing. That's what the priority is. People often say God is first, family is important, growth matters. But your calendar reveals the truth. Your schedule tells the story of your values, your focus, and your priorities. We don't spend time, we invest time. We don't spend time, we invest time. Every hour is an investment that produces a return. The question becomes, what is your time producing?
Right. I didn't want to skip over too fast those primary scriptures. And I was looking at the first one, Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 and 16. And the NIV, it reads, verse 15, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise. Verse 16, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil, which means, time doesn't wait on anyone, right? So you got to be very careful about how you spend or how do you invest your time. I was just looking at my neighbor, got a big old snake around his neck, on his shoulder.
Spend your time wisely.
Right. And so, no, that's so when it says the days are evil, it's not like the day itself is bad or evil, but when you think about it in terms of life, it doesn't wait on anyone. It has no respect of person, right? Time, we hear these sayings, boy, how time flies, right? Time flies when you're having fun. And what's crazy is when you're in an uncomfortable state of life, it seems like time drags on and on. But the reality is it all depends on what you're doing with your time, with the time that God has allotted to you. I like what you said, that we don't spend time, we invest time. We should invest time, but many of us do actually spend it. Yeah. Some of us spend it, some of us waste it. It's others invest it. So the question is, which one are you? Are you a spender, a waster, or an investor when it comes to your time? How do you know which one you are? Look at the last 5 years of your life. If your life today looks just like it did 5 years ago, then you're wasting time. I'm going to let that settle in on you, right? How did you waste the time? Because you didn't put on your calendar the things that you prioritized to get done over the course of the next 5 years, right? You're in the same spot you're in today that you were in 5 years ago. You've made no progress on your job, no progress in your career, no progress in your relationships. Everything is just the same as it was 5 years ago. Ask yourself, are you spending time, wasting time, or investing time? Sometimes spending time is okay. If I spend time with my family, we spend time together.
That's okay.
That's okay. But we can't do that forever, all the time,
all day, every day,
all day long, every day. Yeah, we can't spend that time all day, every day, because if you're not being productive, then it turns into a waste of time. How do we waste time? Sitting around, doing nothing, watching TV, nothing productive, not even spending time with your loved ones, your family, just sitting around, laying around. That's wasting time. You know that God has purpose in your life, but you're not doing anything towards that purpose. And years are going by. That's wasting time.
Mm-hmm. I like how, so in the way it's broken out in our notes, the spending and wasting is almost the same. The investing part. So you can invest time in relationships. We can invest time with each other, with our families, right? So if your time is producing due to your investing, that means you're growing, you're learning, you're developing, you're working in your purpose. That's all investing. Because we can spend time together, but that spending time together will turn into investing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we're going to, we spend time together, but we are always talking about the next, working out the next, planning the next, looking ahead for the next. That's investing.
Right.
That's investing in our future, investing in our lives, investing in our businesses. That time we spend together. Right. But when you look at just spending time, which can fall under the same umbrella as wasting. So your time is spent on distractions. Right? It's spent on entertainment. It's spent on worry. And this is huge right here. It's spent on procrastination.
Oh, now that's interesting, because if you're spending time on procrastination, to me, that's equivalent to wasting. Wasting time not doing anything.
Nothing.
Wasting time.
Or delaying what you should be doing.
That's avoidance. Wasting time avoiding the things that you're supposed to be doing. Wasting time avoiding working towards your purpose.
Right.
Wasting time being productive. Right? And we mask that activity.
Yeah.
We mask the procrastination activity as, I'm being analytical. I'm being super deep. I'm thinking about it. You ain't. I'm researching. That's a good one. Contemplating.
What are you contemplating? Yeah. On what?
You
know what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know what you should be doing.
Right.
You know what is needed to help you get to the next level, to help you grow that skill, to help you build that business, to help you even start something.
Right.
You know what's needed, but instead you spend the time thinking. And that thinking you think is a good thing, but you're actually procrastinating. You're stalling.
Stalling.
You're stalling.
Stall them out, Debo.
Yep. Entertainment, TV, social media, talking on the phone, texting.
How much time?
Scroll.
I got a bump on my thumb from scrolling.
You did not.
Scrolling with that thumb.
Yeah. But how much time are we wasting just on the phone doing this all day long? Doing it all day long.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
Daddy Davis.
Oh, my goodness.
Senior. Yeah. Yeah. So the things that could be valuable resources to us, if we don't use those resources properly, they could be the biggest time wasters and distractions. The phone is the number one thing, because we spend time playing games.
Listen, I have 2 games on my phone that I will take a break and spend some time playing my game.
How did you know I was talking about you?
Because you nudged me. They couldn't see it. But anywho, I'm still working. I'm still, my time is allocated to what I need to do. So it's not that this is what I do all day long, all day, every day. That's it. I wouldn't have a business if that was the case.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting on the phone.
So that was just an example, right? Because there are some people who probably spend more time playing games or scrolling on Facebook, and it's hard once it pulls you in.
Oh yeah, it's hard to put it down.
Like you see one person's post, and then a picture pop up, and you got to see the reel, and then the next thing you got to go to the next reel, and before you know it, you watching all of these Facebook posts and all of these Instagram posts and all of these YouTube posts, and now you started on Monday and then Saturday, and you still scrolling. And so your boss asks you, "What did you get done this week?" And you ain't got nothing to show for it, but you know everything that happened. You know what everybody ate because they, you saw all their pictures,
right?
You know everybody's vacation. You know what cruise they've been on. That phone, it could be the most valuable resource because I do spend a lot of time on ChatGPT. Most of that time is informational. I'm learning something. I'm asking questions. Some of that time is operational. I'm actually making it do things faster than I can do it myself. And a lot of it is resourceful. Help me find the information about such and such, right? Or what do you know about this? Help me fix this. I use YouTube for that a lot. So it can be a valuable resource, but it can also be the biggest time waster if you're not careful with it, right? Because I'll get on there, and if I find a good comedian on YouTube, I'm done for the day.
So you have to have that discipline. That discipline is what's needed so that you don't go down that rabbit hole and spend time entertained all day, right? Mahogany said, "I had a crook in my neck for looking down at my phone for long periods of time." See, that's when you get pulled in,
right? And again, it depends on what you're looking down at, right? Because if someone were to confiscate my phone and scroll through my history on every social media platform, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, what they would realize is that Robert is not wasting time on his phone. I'm researching something for business. I'm doing something with real estate. I'm doing something with IT. You know, I'm actually using it to create programs, right? I'm writing business plans and marketing plans. I'm in very important emails. We did a whole commercial transaction with ChatGPT emails. If you got my phone, confiscated my phone, and looked at my history. Now that's not to say that I don't have some non-business related stuff in my history, but it would be probably 90% productive, 10% entertainment. And that's real. That's real talk.
That's that discipline. That's that balance.
Yeah. There's balance. So I do. There's entertainment. There's music. You know, there's videos, comedy. You know, those are my things, right? But then 90% of it, 90%, if not 95% of it, is something productive. So Mahogany, you had a crook in your neck. Hopefully, it was worth it.
So it's and I love this sentence right here. It says, whatever receives your time receives your life.
Where do you see that?
Turn the page.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you way over there?
Yeah, we'll do all this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
receives your time receives your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you need to stop and think about what it is you're spending a lot of time on.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who you're spending a lot of time on.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're spending a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
All of that.
Right.
Is your life. It can turn into your life.
Right.
Because that's it. That's all you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have. That's all you know.
So how do you know where you're spending your time then?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what is receiving your life based on what is receiving your time? A good way to do it is to start documenting your time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, get a calendar, get a day planner. But for the purpose number one, to if you can, it's probably hard to go back a whole month and write down everything you did for each day of the month. But starting now, at least go back 1 week, 7 days, those last 7 days, and then keep that habit going for the whole month. And then at the end of the month, look back and review. And the reason I say 7 days, because we're still pretty much in the beginning of June, right? It's just June 9th. So if you go back the last 7 days, you'll be on June 2nd, right? Pretty much at the beginning of the month. By the time you get to the end of June, and I want you to be diligent at it, like write down everything that you did. Wait to the end of the day. Don't do it during the day because you're going to start cheating. I want you to wait to the end of the day and then write down everything you did that day. Do that for the next 20 days, right? So get us to 21 days. Get us to the end of June, and then look to see how much of those things were actually productive. What was receiving your time, or what was taking your time, right? And that's going to show you a revelation about your life. It's either where you want it to be or it's not. And that calendar is going to be a telltale sign of why that is. What it's also going to do is going to help you make the adjustments. Because if you look at it and realize, wow, I'm spending a lot of time on this one unproductive activity, I could be doing something else with that time. And again, it's not that every minute of every hour of every day is supposed to be used working, right? You need recreation. You need entertainment. You need a break. You need rest. You need a distraction. You need something to make you laugh and take your mind off of other stuff. But here's what you don't want is for your calendar to be full of those things. Like, you see what I'm saying? I spent all day watching comedians on YouTube. Now, you don't want that. Maybe a good, 15, 20 minutes, some, Dave Chappelle, some. That's one of my guys. Ali Sadiq, something. But what you're really looking for is, okay, according to my purpose, what on this calendar did I do, or how much time on my calendar did I give towards things that progressed my purpose, promoted that purpose, right? Or my goals. So you said you want to be whatever. You said you wanted a promotion on your job. How much time did you give towards improving your skill sets to get the promotion, to make you what did we talk about last week? To give you the capacity to
Mm-hmm.
to handle the promotion,
Mm-hmm.
to handle the responsibilities that come with that new role. How much time did you invest in improving or increasing your value? You said you wanted to make more money, earn more money. In order to earn more money, you have to increase your value. Look at your calendar and ask yourself, how much time did I invest in increasing my value? So if you're broke, don't complain if you spend all of your time on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right? So it's all about where you invest your time. Whatever receives your time receives your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your priorities match your purpose?
Oh, that's good. Do your priorities match your purpose?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing we touch upon it every now and then, but I think we may do well to really give a whole session to purpose, because everything that we're talking about is really driven by purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you spend your time is actually driven by, should be driven by purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, if we've never tapped into our purpose, then we have no incentive to allocate that time,
Right.
allocate those hours,
Mm-hmm.
allocate those days, those weeks. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so we've got to make a conscious effort, intentional effort to understand and tap into our purpose.
That's it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to make the same level of intention. We have to give the same level of intention towards establishing and clarifying our goals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Our goals and our purpose, they're not necessarily the one and the same, but they should definitely be related.
Right.
Like they should definitely complement each other. Right? So you got a God-given purpose, and then you have goals that you set for your life, right? Those goals should be aligned with your purpose. You understand what I'm saying? And so your goals are aligned with your purpose. Your purpose is aligned with God. And when you understand those things, you learn how to design your calendar. Because that calendar is going to show where your priorities are.
You didn't drop your mic. You didn't have to. You just laid it down.
I just laid it down.
Okay, all right. but here's another thing too. When we talk about time and we talk about productivity, and we look at our calendars, or we'll say, "Oh, I'm so busy. I got so much going on. I got to do this, and this, and this, and this, and I got to do this, and then I got to do this, and I got to do this." You got all this stuff piled up on your calendar. You got all this stuff piled on into your schedule, into your life. But busyness is not the same as productivity.
Say that again.
Busyness is not the same as productivity.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Many people are busy but not fruitful.
Right.
Activity does not equal accomplishment. So just because you're doing a lot of stuff don't mean you got nothing done.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean you've accomplished anything. You just doing.
Right.
Movement does not equal progress. So you still have to look at how your time is being allocated, where it's being allocated, who it's being allocated to. Because a lot of time it's that the enemy doesn't always attack through temptation. Sometimes he attacks through distraction.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got a lot of stuff that you're doing,
right,
but it's not anything towards your purpose.
Right.
Not anything towards your goal. It's not anything towards growth. Anything that's going to enhance your life.
Right.
No, you're just doing.
Right.
You're just doing stuff.
That's very critical because, and I'm definitely guilty of this myself. Saying yes to things that have nothing to do with my purpose.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I think I'm actually in one of those situations right now. We have to learn the value of no, the word no, N-O, because people who mean well and have good intentions and have good purpose for their life will ask you to participate in their purpose. And we all love purpose. Oh, that's your purpose. We love it. You're headed towards your purpose. I want to. Would you help me? I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And instead of saying no, because I also have a purpose that I'm going to be held accountable for, their purpose then becomes a distraction to your purpose. Right? Think of it in terms of this. If when we die, we have to give an account to God regarding our purpose. And when we all get to heaven and God asks, where did you allocate your time? And you said, I allocated to helping this person with their purpose and helping that person with their purpose and helping that person with their purpose. And it's okay to be helpful, but what about the purpose I sent you there for? Right. How much time did you allocate towards fulfilling your purpose?
What happens is when we do that, their purpose becomes your priority.
Ooh, now you got to drop the mic on that.
Their purpose becomes your priority. Now, and guess what? Your purpose is now pushed to the back. It's on the back burner.
Right. And so because it's all good, it feels good, it seems good, it sounds good, it sounds noble, it's like you fail to realize that it's actually a distraction.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the words that we use, purpose. Oh, that's you're helping me help.
Yeah.
Helping someone else with purpose. Oh, that sounds so good. Especially in church.
Especially in church.
And it's so hard to say no because then you feel guilty, but you've got to, that's why I keep saying you've got to tap into your purpose. You've got to be clear on what that is so that you can recognize the distractions, because then you would be wasting time or spending time on activities that have nothing to do with your purpose. And it begins to push your timeline back further and further and further. Yeah. Right? Here's a great example, and I'm not sure many people will understand this like I understand it. You ever notice how many of the great people in our life, the extraordinary people in our life, die early? Think about it like this. Martin Luther King died at age 39. 39 years old. Young. Michael Jackson died at 50 something. Prince, early. There's so many extraordinary people that die early, and we think it's a tragedy. But in actuality, what if it's really that they fulfilled their purpose that fast? So there's no need for them to stay because they allocated their time so well.
Yeah.
Look at all the accomplishments that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made by the time he was 39. By the time I was 39, I was still trying to get out of debt. He dang near changed the world.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure things out. Trying to get my life right, trying to get relationships right, trying to undo some bad stuff that I did, redo some good stuff. I'm still trying to work on those things. By this time, he done he done changed law. He done had laws changed by the time he was 39, because every minute of his life, when he tapped into his purpose, was dedicated towards that purpose.
And this and the main one is Jesus.
30 years old.
Jesus.
33.
33. But he fulfilled every assignment that God gave him within that time, because he was productive. He was focused, he was intentional, and he was producing results. He wasn't just hanging out with the disciples. He wasn't just hanging out at the weddings, turning all the water into wine. He wasn't just doing that.
Right.
He had a purpose. Right. And everything that he did it because he was focused, and he allocated his time to his purpose. Right. His time was the time he had on earth. The years that he had on earth. Even as a boy.
Oh yeah, when
he was off into the temples.
Yeah, when
he went out playing baseball.
They thought he got lost.
Yeah,
and he went back to the temple and was conversing with the doctors, the scholars, the lawyers, and they were so amazed at his level of understanding and comprehension about the things of life. And his mother was mad and like, "Why did you do this to us? You had us going crazy. Thought you was lost. We done lost 3 days looking for you."
Yeah.
And he said, Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business? He knew his purpose at 12 years old. And what's crazy is we never hear anything from Jesus from 12 years old until he was 30. So the next 18 years of his life, he's in development stage. Yeah. So it really only took him 3 years. He died at 33, 3 years to actually fulfill the greatest purpose on earth. Right?
He was never, he never rushed. He wasn't this. He wasn't a busybody.
Right.
He wasn't doing it. He took his time because that made him, while he was in production, getting prepared. So when it was time, he was ready. So he had to have so many things, his hands touching this and touching that and touching this and touching that to drain them out, to wear them out. He used his time wisely to get things done. So the question is then, what are you doing regularly that produces little fruit? What are you doing every day, all the time, but produces nothing?
Right.
Nothing towards your purpose.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep.
Nothing towards your goal. What are you doing?
We got 19 businesses.
Not 19. Now what you making?
Right. And we need to look and say, what of these things that we are trying to do is actually producing no fruit, very little fruit, and should we cut them? I've done that. In fact, I've shut some things down, and I continue to reevaluate. Like, what am I doing now that's consuming time?
That's a difference.
That's a word for you.
Difference.
You got things that actually consume your time and produce little to no fruit. And so that's why we have to periodically step back, and reevaluate. That's where that calendar comes into play. That's where that calendar becomes so important. Write the things down that you're giving your time to on a daily basis. Assess those things to see what fruit is it actually producing, or are you just being busy? Right? Because, like you said, being busy does not mean being productive, right? I mentioned this last week. The beginning of the Bible, the first instruction, be fruitful and multiply. If the thing that you're wasting time on, spending time on, giving your time to is not fruitful, nor is it producing anything, multiplying anything, then perhaps you need to cut that thing out of your list. Right? Especially if it has nothing to do with your purpose. What if the way God thinks about our life and our purpose is exactly the opposite of the way we think about it? What do I mean by that? You heard me give the analogy using Dr. Martin Luther King died at age 39. You used the analogy Jesus died at age 33. What if that is actually the reward? Like, we want to live a long life. We want to stay on earth forever if we could, because we think that's the reward. But what if the reward is, as soon as you fulfill your purpose, you can come back home now? Well done, my good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. Now I'm getting ready to make you ruler over many. But what if the way we think, I gotta have a long life, is really the curse? Like, you can't come home because you haven't fulfilled your purpose yet.
Yeah.
So now here you are, 109 years old, on earth, all your friends are gone, all your family is gone, and you're stuck because you haven't fulfilled your purpose. I know that's rubbing some people the wrong way, because most of us, many people, fear death. First of all, they think that's the end of something, as opposed to the beginning of something. And so they are holding on. And so then what we do is we find ourselves subconsciously, intentionally not fulfilling our purpose. Not using our time to fulfill our purpose. Now, I'm not saying, I don't want to scare nobody. Because once you start fulfilling your purpose, I'm about to die. No, I ain't saying that. But I'm just using that as an analogy to say, the true reward is fulfilling your purpose. And the true goal, the ultimate goal, is fulfilling your purpose, right? And so we have to be good stewards over our time in order to fulfill that purpose, because we never know how much time we have on the earth.
That's it.
We know that there's 24 hours in a day, but we don't know how many of those cycles we will have. So it's in our best interest to try to fulfill the purpose as quickly as possible, because we don't know how much of those days are ours. It would be, the tragedy would be to die having not fulfilled your purpose. Not to die what we call young or early, but having fulfilled your purpose. That's Aisha. My dad asked my brother what our purpose was when I was 7 years old. In our family, we've been talking about purpose. I've been talking about purpose forever. Something about, I don't know what it is, God just gave me an understanding of that. We're here for a reason. We're not here just to take up space. just to
Take up
consume
time.
air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of the reason why we work so hard is because we are working towards something of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that to me would be the greatest tragedy to just spend time on earth and never fulfill your purpose.
Right.
I'd rather die early having fulfilled my purpose than to live long and having not.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's all about being a steward of your time.
That's it. You talked about your calendar and writing things down that you do on a weekly basis every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? But did you know that planning is a spiritual discipline?
I believe it. Talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Because we have an intentional God. As stewards, we should be intentional also, right? With our time and our preparation, our planning.
You know what? That's a good point.
You keep going. It might be just not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a great point, because I think when we start talking about spiritual things,
it's down. Yeah. It keeps going. It's down on Facebook. Oh, yeah. It's back up. Okay. Some reason we keep losing connection. So. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Is it only happening today, or did it happen?
No, this is just today. It's not that. It's not the video. It's not the. Because I can go out of it. We're still.
It's still
Mm-hmm.
paused.
It's paused. Okay. Are we back? It looks like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is a recap. Yeah, it's showing what you just said about the calendar.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. And we keep losing signal.
So I'm wondering if it's still recording.
We can keep going. I think it's still recording, but the live session. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna type in there really quick.
Okay. So while you're doing that, and if I have to repeat it, I will. Before I lose that thought. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
No, Melody was talking about the calendar. I was talking about spiritual things, right? So when we think about spiritual things, especially in the church setting, we think that spiritual things are the opposite of discipline. Spiritual disciplines are the opposite of things, of practical disciplines like planning and preparation and reasoning, right? Which is far from the truth, because God, being the most spiritual being, they said we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted to Facebook? We'll keep trying.
Yeah, we're not live anymore. Yeah.
Remove this destination. We added. Let's see. Try something here.
Yeah, I keep saying was live, so we're not live anymore.
Let's check to see.
Because even though it's showing live, when I click on it, it says was live.
But we're probably still on YouTube. Mahogany, if you can see us and hear us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and say something. I think there's a Facebook issue. Yeah, because the YouTube is still showing. Yeah,
You're still on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we're having a problem on Facebook. It's actually It's actually Facebook is having a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can hear us on YouTube, if you can connect to us on YouTube, but we have no way to tell the people on Facebook to connect on YouTube.
I can I'll type it in here.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to keep going because there is still an audience, right? All right. So there's some technical difficulties for those of you who can see it. I see Mahogany is watching on YouTube. If you all can text, I think Daddy is on. He's on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Text him and let him know to switch to YouTube. I think he knows how to do that already. All right. So what I was saying is, when we think about spiritual things, we think they're just the opposite of those practical disciplines like reasoning and planning and preparation. And so when we talk about spiritual disciplines like faith, people think, oh, faith, that means like some spontaneous thing that, stuff just happens. No, actually, true sign of faith is what you do because of what you believe. Right? Because I believe that this particular business is going to be a successful business, I then start doing something, right? I then start working towards it. I then start putting things into place. I then start putting my money towards it, right? Those actions are evidence of your faith, right? Because I believe that this business is the business that God told me to start, right? I then start planning. I write the business plan. I write the marketing plan. I write the financial plan, right? I start saving my money. I start doing different things because I believe. Those things that I'm doing, the planning, the preparation, is evidence of what I believe. So they go hand in hand. So when we pray, right, we're praying out of belief, right? So that prayer takes time. So now we're allocating time, or we're giving time, we're investing time in prayer. Somebody might say, ooh, I could be doing something else with those 15, 20 minutes. If your prayer time is only 15, 20 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? I could be doing other stuff. But that's probably the biggest, most powerful investment that you'll make.
Profitable.
It's the most profitable investment that you'll make, and that's investing time in prayer, because that's where you're going to begin to receive the knowledge, the direction, the guidance that's going to save you time down the road.
And if you so you have to plan to put that in your daily time schedule.
Exactly.
You have to plan it, because I like the way Proverbs 21, it's Proverbs 21:5 said, the plans of the diligent lead to profit.
The plans of the diligent lead the profit.
Right.
Right.
So if you're planning
Uh-huh.
and getting yourself organized, and
Right.
you're spending you're allocating your time wisely
Right.
and correctly and purposefully,
Right.
then you're going to reap the
Right.
profit of that.
Right. And this is why it's good. How much time we got? 4 minutes?
4 minutes.
This is why it's good, and this is why. Well, you know why I always use business as an example, because that's what we're in,
do.
right? That's what we do.
Mhm.
But you see so many people get excited about the business idea that God gave them, and they just jump out there and start doing stuff
Mm-hmm.
without planning.
Mm-hmm.
First, without prayer.
Mm.
Prayer, then planning, right?
Right.
It's the plan that make you profitable,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because if you plan it right, you could save yourself a lot of doing.
Yep. Waste less time.
You know how we
Mhm.
talked about, we so busy, we got so much going on. I'm so busy. Oh, I'm tired every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every night, I done wore myself out. I done worked so hard. I'm working hard, y'all.
Yeah.
And we celebrate that. Ooh, I work so hard. I work so hard. I work so hard. But if you planned properly, perhaps you could get the same amount, if not more, done without working as hard, right? If you prayed about it first, perhaps God can give you, he can open up your mind, your heart, your eyes, and your ears to guide you in the right direction so that you can save a lot of time, right?
Mhm.
God is saying it don't take all of that. You stressing yourself out and burning yourself out for nothing because you didn't come see me first.
Right.
You didn't consult me first. So when you do your calendar, perhaps the very first thing should be on your calendar every day is spending time in prayer, investing time in prayer.
Right.
We're going to change that language. Yeah. Investing time in prayer. Every morning, that should be the first thing you do when you wake up. Invest that time in prayer. What's another thing that we should invest our time in? Exercise.
Yep.
Why? Because we think our ultimate goal is to get this very successful business so that we can make a lot of money. It would be a tragedy to have this successful business and make a lot of money, but now your health is so bad that you can't enjoy it. Yep. Right? So how about put prayer as the first thing on your calendar, then exercise, right? What's another way we invest our time that's actually fruitful and people don't understand it? Rest, sleep, right? Yep, that takes time. That consumes time. It takes a time slot. For us, it should be 7 to 8 hours a day, right? We should allocate, or we should account for, I'm going to rest or sleep at least 6 to 8 hours a day. Because guess what? If you keep skipping that, you're going to get old real quick.
It'll affect your health.
Yep. And then, even if you do get to the multi-million dollar, billion-dollar business, you won't have the energy to enjoy it. Right? And so here are these very spiritual things that we should invest our time in that don't seem fruitful because you ain't doing all this. Right? But they're the most powerful, most impactful, most productive things that you can ever do. Prayer, exercise, rest, planning. What are we planning? Plan your meals. Because when we don't plan our meals, we end up eating stuff at the last. We end up coming up with to eat at the last minute, and it's usually the wrong thing. Let me grab some cookies real quick. Let me grab this hamburger from McDonald's real quick. I'm talking because we're guilty. We've done that. Now we don't do McDonald's, and we very seldom do fast food anymore. But I know for a fact we have, especially when we travel.
Oh yeah. And
we didn't plan meals for traveling. We hit White Castle, we hit McDonald's, we hit Steak and Shake. And the older you get, the less your body can handle those types of foods. It don't come out of you like it used to. So you got to plan your meals. People don't think about these planning things as right. So planning is one of the most important time investments that you can make. And I'm talking about planning your day from the beginning with prayer to the end with rest, with sleep. Plan it out. And if you know you need 8 hours of sleep and you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then you know you need to go to bed by 9. Did I count that right? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 8 hours a day. 9. 5. 9 to 5. Simple way to think about it. If you know you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then you need to be in the bed by 9. Plan it. So you just plan 8 hours of sleep. Why is that important? And I know we're 31 and get ready for your ending. I just wanted to throw this out there because it's been on my mind for a long time. And I've been trying to figure out a way to communicate this message. You know, I keep going back to the beginning of the Bible. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved across the water, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light, and God saw the light that it was good. Watch this. Come on down a little bit. He said, and he divided the light from the darkness. The light he called day. The darkness he called night. Here's the kicker. Watch this. I don't know if anybody ever saw this but me. He said, and the evening and the morning was the first day. It just went right over your head. Just like it went over my head. Just like it went over y'all's head. He said the evening and the morning was the first day. He didn't say the morning and the evening was the first day like we think. We think when I wake up in the morning and then go to the evening, that counts as a day. Everything that you think, God is just, it thinks the opposite. He said, and the evening and the morning was the first day. Why is that important as we get ready to close as it relates to time? He actually has you planning to rest first, planning to sleep first. Get ready for bed. Get your stuff ready for tomorrow. You know how when you're in school, you had to get your clothes ready, get your clothes out for tomorrow. When we was going fishing with Grandpa and them, we had to get all of our stuff the night before. We had to catch our worms. We had to get our tackle together. We had to make our lunch that we was going to get. All that happened the night before, planning, because the evening and the morning is the first day. He's got you planning for tomorrow as the first priority. Planning. And it starts with rest. Because if you start your day and you don't have the proper rest, your day is going to be all messed up. You're going to be unproductive. The evening and the morning is the day, not the morning and the evening.
That was biblical teaching right there, one-on-one.
Wrap it up, Ice. Our production assistant said, wrap it up.
Okay. So here's the reflection. Here's the reflection. It says, if someone looked at my schedule, will they see intentionality or will they see chaos? Think on that. What does your schedule look like?
What's your schedule look like?
What are you
planning? Do you have a schedule?
Well, that part.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we come to a close, here's our teaching closing and our declaration. So teaching closing says, your life moves in the direction of your priorities. When you repeatedly give your time to what you repeatedly give your time to eventually shapes your future. Time is not just passing, time is producing. I will steward my time with wisdom. I will prioritize what matters most. I refuse to be distracted from my purpose. I will be intentional with every opportunity God gives me. My schedule will reflect God's priorities for my life. In Jesus' name.
Amen. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining, and thank you all who were able to hang in there. We know we had technical difficulties with Facebook, but YouTube was still up and running. I wonder if we could have sent a message on the Facebook page to tell them to switch over to YouTube. Not sure. But in any case, thank you, Mahogany, for hanging in there. Thank you, Aisha, for jumping on YouTube and being our production assistant.
Right.
And so, are we on next Tuesday?
We are on next Tuesday.
We are on next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, that will be our last session for the month of June, because we're going to be traveling after that. And then, what is the end of that following Tuesday? Oh, well, it's another Tuesday. 5 Tuesdays. We might be on after that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We should be on.
I don't know.
All right. So until we meet again next Tuesday, same time, same time, same station. We love you and good night.